Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Titan Class Omega Supreme. And that's not all, cause also welcome to the 100th review. We made it to the triple digits. So here he is, and I don't like doing these big ones. Also, I know that this is very much late after the unboxing, but I don't like doing these Titan class figures close together. And also, I didn't know how the year was gonna play out, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make this guy potentially review number 100, and I most certainly did. But he looks really cool, and you'll get more info on that when we get into his details and stuff like that. However, he is absolutely huge, so that makes it difficult for the setup that I have. So I might sound a bit echoey, but that's because we are higher up, and that tends to make the echoey sound. But let's get in close here on this guy. Here we are, look at him. What a nice looking head. Also, he comes with a Mini-Man, Micromaster I think it was called. We'll look at that later. Let's first get the big boy out of the way, that way the big guy's done. But he's got a nice, very, very nice looking head with helmet. He is prepared for the apocalypse. In case it happens, he already is wearing a mask. Kind of apocalypse wise. You also got the nice details here at the top right here. My goodness, look at this. I mean, for the price, even here on the wings, there's so many details. Look at this. Look at the details that are on here. Woo-wee. Very nice details. And here we have his chest and also part of his arms. One is this thing, which also can actually extend a bit, like so. And the other one is a claw machine hand. But also we got the nice big Autobot symbol right here. All of the details that go along with this guy. So many details. The nice clear see-through thing here. And here we got the nice details right here on the upper part of the legs and also the crotch technically. But very, very nice. I like the silver here on the side as well. Kind of looking like Wolverine is clawing his way out of his legs. And here we got the big yellow blocks in the feet under it as well. Very, very nice looking overall. And this is what he looks like from the back. A very clean back for the way that he transforms and what he actually turns into, which is an entire space station plus a tank. But he looks very nice. Also, the thing on the back of his head, his ponytail, I guess. I don't know if that one is supposed to be sticking out, but I think it is, so it is now sticking out. But he looks awesome. So awesome. What a cool looking guy. I also like the red arrows on the back of his legs. There's even some red added to his ratchets, which is weird. Like, why did they have to do that? I don't know, but it looks cool. Also, it looks like he burned himself right here on the arms by accident. We got the nice thrusters here that could potentially double as like a jetpack or something like that. Man, he is a big boy to review, but that does not mean that he is not awesome. So let's turn him back around to the front. Let's grab him by something that will actually help me turn him around. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Now then, about the accessories that we have for big Omega Supreme Man himself here. Well, we got an issue. Number one, I don't have the blast effects. And number two, we're gonna look at Countdown later. So, since I don't actually have any of the accessories that he comes with, the blast effects, we're just gonna pop straight into that articulation segment so his head can do a full 360. It has a little bit of wiggle here, but not much. There's not really anything you can get out of it. His arms, they can rotate on a beautiful ratchet. Technically, they can go all the way around. However, the wing is blocking it and can't really get out of the way. You can pull off the wing if you want to, but you don't have to. Then he also has a swivel down here. He has an elbow joint, also on the other side. He also has an elbow joint. As I showed off, this thing can go in and out for pumping purposes, I guess. I don't know. And then next up is little hands. They can, well, his fingers. They can rotate in and out on ratchets. And then also there's a ratchet there. Also, he can move down here as well. So you got some movement there. Pretty cool. This is mainly also for the transformation, but also for that. Then he does not have an ab crunch. However, he does have a waist rotation. They can go all the way around. Now we come to the difficult part. The legs. So the legs can go forward about that far, I guess. Backwards about that far. They can go in and out. You got a ratcheted swivel down here. He also has a knee bend down here as well. And also, he's got ankle tilt. No forward and back with the feet though, but he has ankle tilt. Man, I'm too weak for this. So he has very much a bunch of articulation, which is always nice. So you can put him in all kinds of dynamic or not dynamic poses if you want to. So, let's get this guy out of here because we're not going into size comparison yet. Let's first look at Countdown. I can sit down. Oh my goodness, finally. Alright, here we got Countdown. Weirdly enough, this is a Micromaster that he comes with. However, unlike Omega Supreme, this little lad actually did not appear in the Generation 1 cartoon, which is very strange, actually. Why did he not appear in the Generation 1 cartoon, but like Omega Supreme did? And that makes it very difficult for me because of the fact I like to have characters that appeared on my shelf. This guy didn't appear. I guess he's just a bonus figure. But let's get close here on Countdown himself. Looking very nice, having a... what? A peg? There's a peg in here. Why? I don't know. But he has a very nice looking head sculpt that I cannot show off very much better than this because of the fact that otherwise the autofocus will kind of ruin itself. But he's also got a nice chest with like a peg inside of it. We got the, I don't know, like missiles on the arms. We also have the molded in hands. We got some more detail down here for his vehicle mode, I guess. But very nice looking detail nonetheless. And this is what he looks like from the back. This guy just reminds me of a Minicon from Transformers Armada. I think he's called a Micromaster, but I just like to call him a Minicon. Also, because, I don't know, I think it's because of this thing here on the back. He doesn't really like the, and also lack of heels. He doesn't really like the stand, which is the most disappointing thing. However, the main package is Omega Supreme. If you can't stand, then it's fine. As long as Omega Supreme is perfect. But he looks very nice. Now, just like with big Omega Supreme himself, there's no accessory. So, we can immediately move straight into that articulation segment. So, starting off his head, can't rotate. Then his arms can rotate. They also have a little bit of in and out motion, but not much. And then his waist doesn't exist. So, his legs can go forward and they can go backwards. They also have a little bit of in and out movement, and he has a bend at the knee that goes pretty far for transformation purposes, and then he has nothing at the feet. So that is it. So there's only one thing left to do, and that's the thing called size comparison for both of these guys. So starting off with size comparison, let's compare this big boy and his little friend to another big boy that doesn't have a little friend, Fortress Maximus. And while I am not the biggest fan of Fort Max because of how hollow he feels and, you know, lack of transformation at all, like, it's just like lie him down. There you go, he's transformed now. They look very nice together. I will say that I am very happy with the way that they look together. Omega Supreme is shorter than Fort Max, but Fort Max needs to keep that title of being the biggest figure in existence. Well, not anymore. We now have that Unicron figure, but outside of that, Fort Max is still the biggest, and he will always remain the biggest. So how about we get Fort Max out of here, and instead, we're gonna be pulling in some G1 characters. So here we got the big Omega Supreme with 86 Optimus Prime and Ironhide, and the Legacy United Jazz, and the Kingdom Sideswipe, and the also Studio Series 86 Bumblebee. There they are all together, and this is the end of the size comparison because I'm not going to pull out like every figure that I own. So that's what he looks like with them, so I will get them out of here right now. Also, you can flip out this port here on the chest and then rotate the legs around for commenter, which is difficult to see because we're in the dark. Reminds me of Bring Me Horizon. You want to rotate the legs around until they are sitting, I don't know, like something like that. At least that's what the video showed. Yeah, I think it's something like this. You can't see it at all. There you go. Something like this. And then there's this peg. Up here, there's a little port. You can stick him in there, also on the other side. I don't know why he can do this, but he can do this. So now, let's get into transformation of the both of them. So for transformation, let's take the big guy and move him off to the side, because the little guy is probably going to be easier to transform first. So we got the little lad right here. So let's start off with the transformation. So what you want to start off with is you want to take the arms and push them backwards. Do the same thing on the other side. Push it backwards. Then also lift this piece here up. Afterwards, you want to take the legs and rotate them around. And in on themselves so that you get something like this. Like so. Make sure that the arms are straight. It seems like there's a little nudge here that can go into the arm. So you want to get the arm around that part. Sit this down. Maybe like rotate this down a little bit. And here we got the Micromaster in his car mode. So let's move on to the big man himself. So, what you want to start off with the Big Omega Supreme is the fact that we need to rip him apart. Alright, he's got a couple of parts that we need. So, what you can do is you can just slide out these wing pieces here. So, just grab them from the side and start to slide. Put that off to the side, we'll leave that later. Then, what you want to do is you want to straighten him out. Also, rotate, untab these pieces here. And rotate them down. Get the arms. Straighten them out like so. And then you can push here to unpeg this piece here and move it off to the side. After that, we need to take this big chunk here. Open this up. And what you want to do is open up these yellow pieces here. Also straighten out his head. But you gotta open up these yellow pieces here. Arms are too short. And then you just want to pull on him. There we go. Finally, got him out. You want to pull him out. I just pushed on the head and he came loose. So then you want to put that off to the side. And then we're left with this big chunk, which also will be put left off to the side. And now we're going to take these individual pieces and turn them into things. So let's start off with the arms. Let's get this set transformed first. So what you want to start off with is very simple. You want to rotate these pieces here until they can attach to each other. Then you want to rotate this around like so. Open up these pieces here and fold them all the way out like so. After that, you want to wrap this bad boy in and around itself. And then there's a double hinge here. So you want to double hinge this in like so. As you can see, you just want to this bottom hinge needs to go in here and the rest needs to stay straight like so. Then after that, you want to make sure that these things stay connected and rotate them around like so. Then come here and then we want to click, also push on this to kind of get this into place. To tab it into place, then you want to rotate this down and then there's a tab down here that goes to a slot up there. Same thing on the other side. So you just want to take this, rotate this down, make sure that the tab and the slot connect. Do the same thing on the other side. So make sure everything here connects like so. Then what you want to do is you want to push here on this piece here in order to connect this. All these hook tabs in here want to hook in here. So you just want to take it and just hook it in like so. Make sure it sits right. Do the same thing on the other side. So just collapse the arm in. And then, come on. There you go. Push it in like so, I guess. Make sure everything stays tabbed together. As you are doing this, things might start to untab. And then finally, what you want to do is you want to rotate these fingers down. Make sure that you can just set this spaceship down like so. And here we have one part done of the Omega Supreme. So let's get in part 2, which is gonna be the chest part. So what you want to do with this chest part is very simple. You want to pull back on this to kind of loosen this up and get these pieces here loose and then tab them together like so. And keep it like that. Then what you want to do here is you want to undo this piece here. Then you want to rotate this thing here all the way around. Rotate this up. Rotate this cannon also all the way around. Rotate this back in. Also look at all the details in here. But rotate this back in and close it back up. Then what you want to do is you want to take this. And then in here there are 2 tabs that are going to slide into the 2 slots right there. So you basically just want to double hinge this upwards to kind of get this together. And then tab it into those tabs. Just work it until you get it. Okay, it doesn't really want to do that for me, but I guess the next piece will happen. Let's untap these threads down here. Oh, yeah, keep that up. Rotate these threads around, all the way around, and click it into place. Then click this into place. Fold these cannons down like so. Make sure that this stays in here. Also, fold in the red piece here on the back of his head. And I guess here we got that tank mode all done and done. So all that's left is to build the space station. Bring in the rest of the body as well. So here we go. So what you want to start off with is very simple. Waist rotation, baby. Rotate it all the way around on that nice ratchet. Afterwards, you can just split the legs like so. You didn't really see that, but you know how to split legs, right? And you come down here, and then there's this black piece here that you want to undo from itself. Also, rotate this guy around like so. Then what you can do is stay on the other side and just pull out these pieces as well. Fold it out like so. Rotate him like so. After that, use that knee bend that you so love. Also, in case the feet are not in their correct place, push on the feet to make them correct, which means don't activate the ankle tilt. Then pull this down like so. Do the same thing on the other side. Pull it down like so. And then also fold this down. And then we come to the wings, which what you want to do is you want to come in here and untap the wings. Unfold the wings like so. And then also make sure that this is straight. Come under here. Fold out the extra little stands, I guess. And then here we go, the most difficult part for me. And that is, now, as you can see here on the side of the leg, there is a connection here and here. And on here, there are connections as well. You want to connect this to this. And it's not gonna be easy. So if I cut away, I'm sorry. But jamming this in here isn't fun. Hey, it worked. That's one side, other side. There you go. And then obviously, second pair of wings. Do the same thing as the first. Just want to unfold the feet bits. Come back here once again. You got a slot and connection here and here. That you just want to come in here and just there you go. One. Other side. No, come on. Really? The last one? Ah, there you go. And two, there you go. Then you want to rotate this around back to the front, like so. Take the rocket and place that bad boy right here in the middle. Take the tank and place it, I don't know, right here, I guess. Take the Micromaster and place him like right there. And here we have Omega Supreme in his space station mode. My goodness, what a good looking space station mode, if I do say so myself. It is actually interesting the way that he converts, and if I have only one small issue, it's the feet sticking out. He didn't really do anything with the feet, but outside of that, he turns into a very convincing, and also he was very easy to transform, yet unlike Ford Max, it was actually fun to do. So let's just get close in on the details. Starting off obviously with the big rocket, which is difficult to show, which is bigger than Omega Supreme himself. Oh, kind of. But look at all the details that are in here. I'm just gonna show it off like this because this is very difficult for my setup to show off. But there's so much detail going on here. It looks so beautiful, this thing. Very, very beautiful. Look at how beautiful he looks. And then also you obviously have, there you go, whatever. You also have Commenter here in his little vehicle mode, which is, I don't know, satellite mode. I don't know what you're supposed to call this thing. But it is a nice looking little vehicle. His head is still poking out, however, which is kind of annoying. But outside of that, he works fine enough. Then you come to the big tank over here and look at all the details right here on this tank mode. Ooh, big Autobot symbol right there, which actually, now that it's just this tank mode, looks bigger. Also, you got some articulation here with these things moving up and down if you want to. But all the details on the side here. Also, you get these wheels instead of the threads rolling, as always with tank bots. Very nice looking, very nice looking, very nice looking indeed. And then finally, look at this space station mode. Very, really cool. I love the way that they have these like X's, as in the decks that people can stand and watch. I love that, the attention to detail in there. There's a lot of detail in here that kind of gets lost because of my lights. Sadly, well, actually, it's because of these side pieces kind of blocking the lights. But overall, he's got some nice detail in there. Hopefully, you can see that. You got the nice silver stuff here. You get a lot of nice details here on this race track or whatever, which technically he can actually go over. However, he is, sadly enough, a bit too big to sit on this flush. And no, there's not an automated gimmick. Also, I don't like the fact that this doesn't really tab in well. This tank thing, the top part here. For my copy, it doesn't really peg in well. Bit sad, but I'll live. I'll survive. But look at all the details here. Look at all the details here. Let's just spin him around so you can see the details here on this thing. Making horrible noises as I am doing this. Look at all this. Look at here he is from the back, looking very nice, and I love the silver here as well. New details get added in here. I also love like the details that you get when you open this up here. All the details inside here that they didn't really have to do, because you never really show that off. But overall, love it. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see everything coming together. Also, this tank here can go up and down as well. No rotation, sadly enough, because of the attachment to the head. But overall, very nice and very detailed and very cool looking space mode. I love all the details. You even get like missiles here and over here where you can just shoot the Decepticons all nice like. I don't know what this is supposed to be though. I mean, this thing just folds down. I don't know what this is supposed to be. I like the little ramps as well that you can just use for like commenter to get up there. Like, I don't know where you're supposed to go from here. Because technically he wouldn't be able to go up here because there's like a bump there. Ah, well, I've been able to do that in GTA. You just like get enough speed down here and you're able to just fling yourself up there, and then you can just drive around here. Very nice, like. Man, this is a lot of fun actually to own. This reminds me kind of like of a Hot Wheels like track that I used to have when I was a kid. Very nice, very nice. And also something fun that I just noticed is if you come to commenter and pull out this peg here, even though he doesn't want to focus on the I think this guy's name is commenter. I'm gonna call him commenter. And then in the side here of the space rocket ship, you got some holes. See if it can work. He's blasting off again. Man, there's a lot of fun here. I'm a big fan of this. This kind of reminds me of Venom as well. Technically, you can like transform him backwards. Let's do that. And like attach him here. And he's just like hanging on for dear life. You can do that if you want to. This makes a lot more sense for that peg than the shoulder attachment on Omega Supreme. Man, I like this thing. You also have a tab up here, slot up here all the way at the top. So he can climb even higher if you want to. He could climb even higher, as he is trying to destroy Riot and stop him from bringing more of his kind here so that they can, I don't know, take over the Earth and potentially prepare in case Null ever arrives. But since there's nothing left to do outside of the fact that, you know, this thing can roll as it should, we just basically all we have to do is right now go to size comparison, because I don't have the blast effects and there are no other weapons with this thing. So let's just jump straight into size comparison. So for size comparison, let's start by moving this bad boy off to the side, putting the rocket in there, taking the tank, and now let's bring in Fort Max. So this is what Omega Supreme looks like with Fort Max in his fan mode kind of thing, because this is probably the best thing that he does, even if it is entirely unintentional. Yes, I didn't transform the hands. Do I care? Absolutely not. I couldn't be asked to care. That big boy was very annoying to transform because of how big he is. So this at least gives you some kind of scaling. And that rocket that Omega has is even bigger. So let's move Fort Max out the way so we can get into the next size comparison. So here we go, boys. I was able to fit them all. Actually, I could technically just rotate you around as well. I was able to fit them all on top of the spiral of Omega Supreme. My goodness, do they look good on there. This was actually a lot of fun figuring out where everyone wanted to go. But that is what they look like together, so I will get these guys out of here. And let's get ready for that reverse transformation. Alright, so to get this set back into their robot modes, what we're going to start off with is obviously we're going to start off with the little guy right here. So let's see if I can move this out of the way. No, I can't. Otherwise, they'll fall off the table. So let's hope I can just do this. And just unfold the feet here. Like so. Get the feet all the way unfolded. And once again, you're out. Let's rotate the camera. Let's look at this side of the table for once. There you go. Then put the arms down. Undo the arm from in here and just rotate it down. Take this piece here, rotate it in. And there we got the little lad back in his robot mode. So now our get out of the way so we can get into the big boy himself. Which, what are we gonna start off with this big package? I think we're gonna start off with the base, actually. And let's see what the base has to offer. I think it's best to start off with the base to get back into robot mode, because the fact that we can just slide the other things in. So what you want to start off with, you want to come down here, you want to just rip these circular pieces off. Like so. Then what you want to do, you want to come down here and just fold these pieces in, and then collapse them in on each other and just smoosh it together like so. Do the same thing on the other side. So just push everything in, close it up, and smoosh it together like so, and then push this off to the side. We will be back with you momentarily. Now then, let's look at the big base place. So, starting off, what you want to do is straighten out these legs. No, you weren't supposed to fall off the table. Rotate this around like so. Then what you want to do is you want to come down here. Take this black piece here, that's you fold it up. Take these pieces, fold them down, and then fold them down again, and just push them into their places where they are supposed to go. Ooh, I hate this noise. Straighten out the legs like so. Get him standing. Rotate the waist all the way around. And then keep it like this. And move it off to the side. So we can grab the tank and get this thing ready for attachment. So you want to start off with is very simple. You want to take the back threads here, undo them, rotate them around, double hinge them as you can see in here. And then you want to slot this in there. So just rotate this around, and as you can see, slot it in. Then what you want to do is you want to rotate this backwards like so. Open up this front piece here. Rotate the turret around, then rotate this whole thing around. I forgot about the turret. And close this back up like so. And then come back to the back of the head. This is not the part separator. Where is that thing? That's what happens when you need to do size comparison. The things start to fly off to wherever. And let's just pull this thing out already. That way we're done with that. We don't have to do that later on. Now what you want to do with this is you want to kind of like rotate these pieces here down and then bend it so that these turret things can go in there. Just rotate this backwards and then push this in here like so. Rotate it backwards and push it in like so. It will click itself into place. And that kind of keeps, hopefully, the rest of this kind of aligned. Now then, bring in the body. Move up to where the echoey bits are. And then as you can see in the back here, there's a big tab that is going to slide right in here. And then the rest is going to align itself as it should. So just take this. Make sure to slide these pieces in there as well. Get all the way to the back. Click it into place. Take these pieces here and rotate them down and in like so. And take this piece here. There is a tab here that is going to slide into the slot right there. So you want to take it and just slide that in like so. Oh, boys, we are almost done. All we need are a set of arms as I hit the mic. So let's get to them, shall we? Rocket time, baby. It's Rocket Man. So what you want to start off with the rocket is you want to pull on this to rotate this up. So just pull these pieces here out. That will free up room so that we can undo these pieces here. Then you can undo this whole thing. I said undo the whole thing. Thank you. Double hinge it out. Then you can rotate this in and rotate this in. Rotate the bottom piece in and in. Keep this out. Rotate, double bend these out like so. There you go. And then keep it like this. I was about to rotate the arms, but keep it like this. Because now we're gonna slide it in here. And as you can see, there is a little curve here that needs to match the curve here. What you want to do is you want to slide it in like this. Rotate the jetpack up a bit, but slide it in like so. It will click itself into place because of how big he is. Rotate the arms down. Actually, keep them up for now. Then what you want to do is, if we just lift this up here, as you can see, there are slots in here, and that is for the wing pieces. So you basically just want to take this here and just slide this in. Do the same thing on the other side. Just take it and slide it in. I can't show it off because of the fact that these things are supposed to stay down. And then what you can also do is under here, if you combine these together, you get a tab that can actually slot in here. So if you lift this back piece up, you can actually tab it in like so, and to keep that all into place. After that, what you can do is rotate the arms down, also fold down the fingers, and then set the little guy down here. Here we have Omega Supreme back into his robotic mood. So, my final thoughts on the big Omega Supreme himself. What do I think of him? I think he's great. He feels good. And the ratchets are good. Unlike Fort Max, which aren't. And remember, I think this is also an earlier Titan class figure, because I think Titans actually started in Combiner Wars with that Devastator figure, and then it became Fort Max and Predaking, and then we got Omega Supreme. So basically, this one came... Oh, no, wait, I think we also got the others as well. I don't remember how it went anymore. But we got a bunch of Titans beforehand, but they really figured out the formula with Omega Supreme at the very earliest point that I know of. They figured out how to do these Titans with Omega Supreme, because Omega Supreme just feels good to handle. The ratchets are tight and they work, unlike Fort Max, where they don't. I may not have the blast effects, but you know me, I couldn't care less about blast effects. And overall, I think that this guy is great. However, the one little problem that we have is called... Would I recommend this to pick him up? No, maybe. Look, I think he is worth like 200, but aftermarket prices could mean that he could be 400, and at that point he's not worth it. So if you can find him for like 200 or so, I would say pick him up, and if you can't, then I would say leave him. He is not that worth it. However, if you are the #1 Omega Supreme fan in the world and you want yourself an Omega Supreme, pick him up. I think he's great. And also, thank you all, before we get to the outro, thank you all so very much for all the support you have shown me. This is the 100th review. We're finally in triple digits, and we're only beginning, alright? If you think that we're close to being done, not even. We're only beginning. I got big stuff planned for the rest of this year. We have one more big boy to review, and then next year, I'm gonna call the year of the Combiner, because we're getting a bunch of Combiners, and I will also review a bunch of Combiners. I'm already in the working stages of some reviews for next year, and I got something very special planned as well next year. So I hope you guys will support me on that as well as we head towards 2025, as we are just 1 month away, this month of December away, this month is going to be big as well, because on the 16th of this month is going to be my birthday, and we also have Christmas upcoming, and we also have a top 24 of 2024 video that will be coming out at the end of the year on the 30th of December. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that as well. But with that being said, this has been my review of Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Titan Class Omega Supreme with this little Micromaster pal. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that bell, and comment your thoughts on this figure. And please check out my Let's Play channel, linked in the description and at the end of the video. I upload 3 videos every day of different games, but mainly Pokemon. And I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye!